Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. Chris Holman here, and we are at Dome IQ at the Atheneum Hotel in downtown Lansing, Greektown, if you will. Downtown Detroit. I think I might have said Lansing there, but all things are Lansing today, aren't they?
Feels like Lansing.
Right? Yeah, it certainly does. With a couple of gentlemen who are here for this forum, so let's introduce ourselves, guys.
My name is John Taylor.
And
I'm the chair of the Kalamazoo County Board of Commissioners.
there you go.
My name is Jonathan Current. I am the political registrar for Local 131 Electrical Workers in Kalamazoo.
IBEW, I want one of those shirts, by the way, before we go. Maybe I'll have that one if you lay it down. So let's talk a little bit about this forum, because it's rather unique. I mean, this is one of the few times that cross the aisle happens legitimately, you know?
And this is why we drove all the way here from Kalamazoo. You don't see across the aisle very much. You don't see the ability. Everything is, especially in Lansing, and when you get to higher level politics, is all funded by special interest groups and whatnot. And I think what former Speaker Perricone is trying to do here is offer legislators a way out of the partisan zero-sum game of politics and offer them a solution that working together can be viable, can be productive, and can really pay benefits to their constituents.
Well, and I have to tell you that doing a lot in D.C. as we do, it really is worse there. And Michigan's kind of got it together, because they do talk a little bit, but we still need to cut those things. How's that affect you guys at the IBEW?
So, well, in the IBEW, you know, I'm representing workers, obviously, and usually what benefits Michigan benefits us. So when we get to talk to our legislators about the nuts and bolts of the work that needs to be done, that's really the brass tacks of what we do to make sure that our workers and the community that we represent are being considered when these decisions are made and being heard about the needs that the state has in terms of energy and electrical grids and issues of that sort.
Now, you guys, at one time you were like, oh, IBEW, a Democratic, right, organization, right? That at one time. You guys have to work across the aisle.
So, you know, we do work across the aisle. It's sometimes more difficult now than I think it has been in the past with the right to work bill coming up. That's certainly an issue that's extremely important to us. You know, we're not going to back down on that, but that doesn't mean that there aren't other issues that I would hope that anyone in the state could work with IBEW and work with in the interest of our constituents as well. And
so, John, tell me a little bit about, this is a new position for you, right?
Well, not really. I spent 14 years previously as a county commissioner. I was one of the youngest in the state. I served as chair then. And then I got out of politics and I got in the cannabis industry. And you can't hold political office when you're in that industry. I've sold my business about 2 years ago. And I got back into politics mostly because I saw how polarized we were getting. I knew, and there was a speaker in there that mentioned it today, I think that no political party or ideology has a monopoly on good ideas, and that if we go into this thinking that the other side is evil, so to speak, we're not going to get anything done. But finding those common grounds and finding those similarities, we get much more accomplished that way.
So you didn't think the cannabis industry could bring more of a mellow aura to this?
Well, I tell you what, the cannabis industry certainly did a lot to shore up a lot of the financial problems that the state was having in local municipalities. The amount of tax dollars that's generated by the cannabis industry, the multi-billion-dollar industry at this point. I mean, they've done it for Colorado, they've done it for California, for Oregon, and now they're doing it for Michigan too. They're reducing people's taxes, and that's the best way to say it. Your taxes are lower because cannabis is legal in Michigan.
No, absolutely right. And you guys were chewing up all the warehouse space, too, for a little while there.
We were, and as my friend at the IBEW would say, we were also chewing up a lot of the power sources as well. But, you know, we put a lot of dilapidated buildings in underutilized neighborhoods and put them back on the tax rolls and made them, you know, productive, job-producing businesses as opposed to everything being in the shadows.
So every year I orchestrate the Electric Light Parade, and then we light the state Christmas tree. And IBEW is always a big donor in that. You guys get very involved in your communities.
Yeah, that's definitely a huge part of what we do. Community outreach is important. I think we're going to be getting ready to do a huge food drive in Kalamazoo because our local our local food pantries are suffering greatly, and it's taken its toll on our community. Those types of things are always important to what we do. It's part of the IBEW's preamble of the Constitution to raise the social well-being of our members and our communities, and we try to live up to that.
Well, I have to say you guys do a great job, and getting involved in your communities is certainly one of them. So what's your takeaway today? Why are you here, and what are you hoping to get?
Well, I'm here to meet legislators as Lansing has a large amount of unspent ARPA dollars, and I'm the chair of the County Commission in Kalamazoo. I want to make sure that when they are doling out those dollars, they remember Kalamazoo, especially some of the housing stuff that they're working on.
Absolutely.
So that, I mean, I'm just here to network, and in an environment where it's as bipartisan as this, I feel comfortable.
Well, I tell you what, it's a great place to network. And you?
Yeah, so I guess really ultimately the best thing for me is to let them know that the IBEW is in the room. So, if they see that, that doesn't hurt. But knowing who to go to, how the government functions, from constituent to legislature to liaison to governor, understanding that system is very important to organizations like ours.
Well, listen, guys, thanks so much for joining us. Thanks for your perspectives, and thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Excellent. Okay, you're watching the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network. We are at Dome IQ at the Atheneum Hotel in downtown Detroit. I'll be right back. I'm Chris Holman.